Are you ready?
I'm ready for my first album. The
So
dying
tell me why you want the job.
the Dying Cat Chronicles.
Tell me why you want the job.
Which job?
Being a bad
I am
mamma
already
jamma.
I'm already that. I don't need to apply. I woke up this morning being that.
That makes one of us. Welcome back, y'all. We are doing another episode of the Real Relationships Real Estate Podcast. And today, I get to hang out with my wife. Mary.
Today.
Just today.
Just today.
Mary.
Our marriage license did expire. We have to renew it.
It did. Mary, for those people who don't know you. And if you're listening to this and you don't know Mary, you need to get to know her. We just had our anniversary yesterday, so I gotta be careful what I say here. She is a bundle of joy, an expert negotiator, and quite possibly the best thing to happen to Houston real estate in the past 25 years.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Oh, people may disagree with that, but I'm biased, but I'll still say it. Who are you, Mary?
I am the director of ops for selling at the Snyder Group. I am a writer, a trauma survivor, and a badass mamma jamma.
So I wanted to do this episode because a lot of the times when we are on podcasts and do different things and talk to different people, we always talk about Brandon.
Sure.
I'm the team leader. I have a lot of face within the real estate community for these things, but a lot of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes to be a successful real estate agent, but at a even higher level, serving our clients. So today's episode is going to be about that. We're going to talk about what it takes to run a team completely from the back end, because your husband is chaotic and couldn't run anything on the back end. We're also going to be talking about how that works with serving your clients at the highest level and how you can apply that as a real estate professional in your business, whether you're a solo agent, you're on a team, you run a team, how you can apply all these things into your business. So, honey,
Darling, dear.
Maria, let's talk about kind of where you started in terms of your real estate career and what led you to where you are now.
I mean, like, you want to talk about like where we started in real estate, or where I like broke off and kind of like.
No, so, I mean, start us from the beginning. So, like, macro level view, like, where did you get started in real estate? Like, I know that we started in real estate together, but people listening to this don't necessarily know.
Yeah,
And
fair.
give me the like very macro level trajectory.
Okay, so we dipped our toes into real estate in 2017 for a real estate photography and sign company. And I hated it. I tell a lot of
Same.
people that. I literally was like, these people are horrible.
Real estate agents.
Real estate agents suck. Like, they're so mean. Like, I was like, I never want to work with these people. Like, the job I loved, but like the real estate agents, they were so mean. I get that now, by the way. But they were so
Oh,
mean.
how the turns tabled.
And so we did that for a little while. And then that company kind of dissolved itself. And I was doing photography on the side because I didn't have anything else to do. And I was like, I'm just going to do what I'm good at. And so I was doing some photography. And then you and I had the conversations about, wanting to buy a house. And we couldn't do that while I was making money under the table, because IRS couldn't claim any of that.
Don't
So
fraud the IRS. Here's lesson number 1 of today's episode.
as Kevin Kaufman said, be in partnership.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I should probably go get a real job. So I actually knew somebody from the job you and I are working together. And she's like, hey, like, I'm quitting and, my boss is hiring. And I was like, great, I want the job. So didn't know a thing about real estate. All I knew is that I was good with data entry. And I was like, how hard can it be? So he interviewed me for like 2 weeks. I got the job. She dipped a day later because they did not end on super great terms. And I didn't even do real estate classes. I was just sitting there. I literally cried. My first week, by Friday, I was bawling my eyes out. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what am I going to do here? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever done. Why would I lie and say I could do this? And then, like, now I have to take classes. Like, this is so stupid. And so I had told the guy I was working for at the time, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, it's fine. It's okay. He was in Mexico, by the way. But it was fine.
I remember this. I remember you freaking out and being like, "What am I gonna do? This is a hot mess. This is so chaotic." And I want to point out something real quick. Uh, this is going to give you very much clear insight onto who Mary is as a team leader and director of operations for our team. If it's chaotic, she will stab you. It cannot be chaotic. Like it has to be nip tuck. It has to be A to Z. It has to be 2 + 2 = 4. There's none of this weird math going on.
Yeah, no, chaos. I come from chaos. Uh, my entire childhood was chaos, and so I think that's why I thrive so much on, like, organization and peace and, like, making sure that things make sense. So, I worked there for a whole year. I loved what I did. I did not hate realtors as much after that, ironically enough. The realtors that I was surrounded by were great people. For the most part, they were all great, and so then you came in at some point.
And to me, he says in parentheses,
And, you came in, and then this man literally had us hating each other,
10 out of
which
10 would not
which is such a turn of events because we literally told each other at one point, we're like, "We're never working together. Like, we're never doing this again." Like, we literally were like, "We can't work together. This is not
I
happening."
remember that.
And I was convinced. I was like, "This sucks." Like, we're never, because we'd met working together, and we'd always worked together, and then we worked together for this gentleman, and, like, this man literally had us pinning against each other.
Well, and I think something I want to note here is that I did not fully understand the dichotomy of real estate misogyny.
Mm,
And
so real.
I did not know what that I think we were still like figuring things out in our
Yeah,
marriage.
we'd only been married 2 years at
Yeah,
that, or 3 years at that point. Yeah, because it was 2019, and so we'd only been married 3 years, and you and I had a ton of growing pains, and we hadn't honestly dealt with our past traumas before we got married, which we've
sure.
touched on before. So, like, it was just, like, a combination of everything, and, like, at one point, he was telling you to tell me how to dress, and I think that was kind of the point where you and I were like, "That's
Bro, I
probably."
can't even dress myself. Like,
We're like, "That's probably not okay."
I
And
want to
so
clarify, I did dress myself today. I actually look pretty good.
you do look
I'm
great.
matching.
You look great. Um, and so we were planning on quitting, and before we got the chance, he fired us collectively at 8 a.m. in the morning on a Monday, which was the best thing to happen to us because we were like, "That's great, we're done." So you went to a different team. I went to a different team.
You kind of missed the most important part out of all of that.
Which part?
We got licensed 3,
Oh, we
maybe
did.
4 days
We
before
did.
the state shut down due to COVID.
That
Eh,
part's not so big to me because, like, it d that, like, doesn't have to do so much with my personal story, like, yeah, we got license renews for the state shutdown, but for me as a woman in real estate, like, becoming an entrepreneur and, like, making my voice, like, that's small because, like, obviously I had to get licensed, right? But, like,
sure.
in the grand scheme of things, like, I came from, like, literally, like, this little crippled caterpillar to, like, this actual butterfly. I'm a little butterfly.
I think what's so cool about this is that, like, I'm looking at it 5 years later. I mean, it's been 5 years we've been doing this thing together, running a team, ruling the world, domination. And had it not been for I've been doing this for 28 years, Mr. Misogyny himself, we probably would have just stayed on that team, and I was an ISA at the time.
I
Yep.
disagree.
Well, I
We
think
were always destined for greatness, separately and together, and I think we both knew that. I knew that for sure. Like, I've always known that. I've always known that I was destined for something bigger, whether that was what I'm doing, whether that was a different career path. Like, I always knew from a kid, like, I'm gonna be something great and no one's gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing.
fair. Yeah, I don't think I knew at the time. I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet because I just was starting to figure it out. I was a wholesaler for a couple of years, and I didn't really know what I was doing. Well, I was working for a wholesaler. I wasn't even a wholesaler.
Yeah, who's a fake wholesaler?
I was
Who's
sell
selling fake doors?
selling fake doors. I think when that moment happened, it was like the first time I realized, okay, the problem wasn't us in that
Well, no,
scenario.
no, when we got fired, we were both still convinced, like, we weren't, because you went on a team and I went on a team, but that only lasted 60 days. And then we both came to the conclusion, like he was doing one side of things and I was doing the other side of things on 2 different teams, but then we were both, like, working for each other at nighttime, and we were, like, running ourselves ragged. We were in the middle of building our house, and so we lived with your parents, like, we had nothing crazy to worry about or going for us, and so we were just like, "Let's just."
Tanaya's coming in, so we're gonna pause here.
Oh,
This is a really good time to mention that we are filming this episode at the work well. Tanaya is walking in right now.
Sure.
If she ends up on camera, this is actually the work well in Houston, Texas. If you are looking to do a podcast, and hashtag not sponsored, hashtag sponsored, you should 100% reach out to them. They have office spaces. They're a co-working community. We've been here for a little bit now. We love it. We get to host our seminars here. Our team comes here. We do our trainings here.
And if you wanna walk into a sunshine face, all day long,
Yeah,
and that
all day.
all day long.
She's a gangster. Yeah, so 100% work well. Check them out. They're awesome, and like I said, we've been here a minute, and they've been awesome for us.
Right.
We have a mailbox, which is
Your
great. We're like
mailbox,
legit now, y'all.
oh, we need to check that. So we started our team together, and, that was in July of 2020, and, if you don't know this about us, we are huge believers, and when we did that, we told God, "Alright, here you go. Here's your team, do what you want with it,"
Yeah,
and, I mean, that's probably our biggest testimony, honestly, is just letting God run our team. It's not even ours.
yeah. I think I'll kind of time skip a little bit here for the sake of. I feel like we tell the story a lot, and I don't think people really fully grasp that everyone's story is different in real estate and how some people are like, I lost everything and I found real estate and whatever. Like there's so many different stories. But for us specifically, like we went through the mud figuring out our business and our marriage,
Yeah.
going through owning a business together.
Yeah. No, it was rough, like, in a good way, right? Because I mean, like, I would say, like, we're really, really strong in our business and our marriage, but I would not recommend
No, and
would not recommend the way we did it, but I don't
I,
think anything we do is traditional.
I think that we became stronger out of it,
Yeah.
and it gave us a very clear purpose and a very clear vision.
Mhm.
But it took a while, and I'm gonna tie that into what we're talking about here because I think what real estate agents or team leaders, if you're listening to this, you need to understand that if you are looking to scale your business, you have to have defined roles.
Oh,
You
for
have
sure.
to know who's doing what.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a solo entrepreneur, you need to start leveraging out pieces of your business because you're
Yeah.
not good at everything. I hear it all the time. I suck at paperwork. Yeah, most people do. That's why you're an
Sales
entrepreneur.
agents do.
Yeah, most sales agents suck at paperwork.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me that they're like, I don't want to give up $400 a transaction to go hire a TC company
Yeah.
or go hire an assistant.
Or they're gonna do a terrible job and they're not gonna get their repeat business because they fumbled. What do they kids say? They
They
fumbled the bag?
fumbled the bag. But Mary realized early on that it was something she was really good at and it was something she could do and it allowed her to stay in that zone and work that part of our business. Now, spoiler alert, today our roles are a little bit different. I'm a
Um,
little more organized than I used to be
after 5 years.
after 5 years. But the cool thing about it is that Mary still her role as director of operations is basically to be the alpha organizer. She's the glue that keeps the team together in terms of processes and systems and organization. We have all kinds of different personalities and life stages and people on our team. And for her to have the skill set to bring it all together, I can shout from the mountaintops and lead the team. I will go into battle with them. But if you tell me, hey, you need to draw the map and tell everybody how to get in formation, I can't do that. I will fight with them, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And that's something you're really good at. So talk to me a little bit about that and how people, what you believe has been the best way to apply that to the business and how people can apply that.
I don't know about the best way because I don't feel like I have a method for it. I just know what works for me and the lack of chaos.
Yeah.
And so I'm always looking for what can make our team better and what can streamline it, honestly, because before we had Monday.com, not sponsored, before we had Monday.com, our lead agent, he is great because he points out all of my flaws in what I'm doing. Not intentionally. He'll just come to me just with a genuine question like, "Hey, so like how would I know how to do this?"
Right.
And then I'm like, "Oh, I don't know how you would know that. That's actually a good point. Like, I should create a system for that." And I've told him this before, but like he's been doing this for a year and a half. Like he'll come to me and be like, "Hey, how would I have known that?" And a very non, you know, demeaning way at all, just like genuine curiosity of how he would know how to do something. And that's what helps me create a system for it. So a lot of it is honestly like if you don't know, ask your team. Like ask them, be like, "Hey, like what as a sales agent, what drives you crazy?" Right? They're not going to know how to fix it. They're not going to know how to implement it.
No.
But like what about your day to day with your clients drives you up the freaking wall? I buy all the client gifts for the team because they're all men. Okay. I don't know where my women are at. Come join my team. Somebody say. Um, and none of them want to go shopping for their clients, you know? And honestly, gifts mostly they have a lady's touch. Okay. Um,
So I want you to remember that the next time Christmas comes around, you're like, man, you really suck at gifts. Remember this conversation.
you're pretty good at gifts. Um,
I was
and
raised by women.
facts. And so I think a lot of the stuff that I have figured out, it genuinely a lot of it's trial and error. A huge part of it's trial and error. A huge part of it is watching you and Tony and being like, "Oh, they're trash at that. How can I fix that? How can I make that better?" Right? Because I'm a traumatized person, and so my job in life is to fix everybody. So how am I going to fix what you guys cannot stand? And how can I make that a system so that it streams better for them so that they're not emailing me 47 times a day, "Hey, I need this, I need this, I need this." And I'd be like, "Great, there's a system. Go use it." And they love it. Like we've seen that. Like even Sean, he was
Yeah,
like,
real quick. In our team meeting this morning, and I have to highlight this because I think this is so cool. So, like I said, we're varying personalities, life stages, ages on our team, and Sean is one of our newer agents, and Sean has been in the industry in and out for a while, but he is not a spring chicken, and that's not a dig at him. But when he came to our team, I don't think he realized the tech
I wouldn't
stack.
say he's not a spring chicken.
In
I would
terms of
just say I would say technology wise,
yeah, exactly, and
he was not introduced the
the
way
tech
manuals
stack
were.
was a lot I don't know, like, more intricate than he expected,
Sure.
which was and he got
Sure.
adjusted to it. But this morning, we're in our team meeting, and Tony and when we love Tony. Tony is amazing. He's our lead agent for a reason. He helps coach and train our agents, really have empowered him, and he's empowered us. Tony goes, "Hey, I need to do this thing, and I don't know where to do it." And it was for a price reduction on a listing of his.
Which we've told him multiple times.
Sean goes, "Dude, it's in Monday right here. Click that, put the note in, it'll get done."
Can we have, like, little hearts floating above my
Yeah,
head right now? Because, like, that makes my organized heart so happy.
it was one of those things that just made me go, "Huh." And I got really excited because it means that Mary is putting in the time and it's being seen, but they're learning and they're growing
Yeah,
and
they're catching on to those things.
because we found a pain point within our team,
Right.
which is as organized as we thought we were, we had
Oh,
to go
yeah.
deeper.
Yeah.
And Monday really did that for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, another agent told me about it, at one of the
Shout out Kelly Simon. You're a gangster.
EXP Agent Align events, that we host, and, I was like, Monday.com, I was like, "I've looked at it before," and I have looked at it before, but we didn't have agents on our team yet, it was really just you and I, and it was really overwhelming, because I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing with this," like, it was
Right.
it was really, really, really overwhelming, but, I mean, I probably spend 3 hours a day working in there just making new systems and stuff, and like I said, the team, they love it, and it shows, and they're utilizing it, and now I can just go to them and be like, "Well, did you check the SOPs?"
Yeah, did you check Monday? Did you check Slack? Like these tech stacks are there for a reason and we use them and we've given them the blueprint. And that's the really cool thing about what you're doing. And so if you're a team leader, you should be utilizing tech stacks to communicate with your team, to give them SOPs, to give them all the docs they need. Hey, this is how you fill out an IABS and this is how you cold call. This is how you call expireds and here's the scripts and all that's within built within either Monday or Slack. Like you'll find everything you need between those two platforms. And I think what's the coolest thing about this is that even if you're a solo agent, you have so much technology available, especially with AI,
Yeah.
to basically go in and say, I need you to help me become better at XYZ because I'm doing, 10, 12 deals a year and I want to get to 30, 40, 50, 60. Talk to me about that because I know being your husband and watching you late at night build all this out, you have successfully through AI built out a whole new way for our team to do business. This started in like June.
Yeah.
Tell me about that story.
So, we went to California. uh, William grandma, because his grandma had died, and we were staying with our best friends, in Benicia, California. If you haven't been, go, guys, it'll change your life.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. And you were upstairs hanging out with them or something, and I love working. It's really bad, and so if I'm bored, I will work. It also has to probably do a little bit of my trauma, because I'm an overachieving people pleaser, but, that's fine. And so I was sitting on the bed and I was like, "Hey, ChatGPT," actually I called it Bestie because that thing is my bestie.
Hey,
I
bestie.
was like, "Hey, bestie, I need to create these systems for my team." We had left, the whole team, and it was, like 4 agents and an assistant and our VA at the time. And we had just up and left because your grandma was like, "Peace out." And so it was a little bit unexpected. And so I was like, "Hey, this is the perfect time for me to create all these systems so that the team can function. God forbid we have to leave again for any other emergency."
Right.
And so I was like, "Hey, like, these are the things I wanna do. Help me break it down." And the hardest thing about being an organized person is that not everybody, but for me, I will have 45 ideas in my head, and I'm like, "Alright, I wanna organize all of these and create all of these." But then I'm like, "Where do I start?" And I overwhelm myself, and then I'm just like, "I can't do it," and I stop.
Yeah.
But with ChatGPT, I was like, "Hey, I have 45 ideas. I don't know what to do." And it's like, "Alright, we're gonna do them one at a time." And then I'm like, but like, no, no, don't worry. I'm gonna remember all this because you're gonna forget it." I'm like, "Oh, facts." And so within 2 hours of just sitting in their guest bed, at like 8 o'clock at night, I created 45 systems and processes in 2 hours.
Yeah, and real quick, this is so important. Whether you're a team leader and you're running a team or you're a solo agent, it does not take as long as you think to start working through these things and building these things out. AI
No.
has every 3.5 months, the power doubles of it, right? What I have now from AI is so different than what I had, a few months ago. You can build this out. Most people are taking advantage of this, at least to give them the framework and they can build it out. Or they copy and paste somebody else's framework and say, "Hey, I need you to build something." This is what I did. I went in and I'd seen something from Dustin Runyon out of Arizona, Lake Havasu. Um, Amazing human being, very, very intentional with the way he does business. And he said, "Hey, this is my daily schedule. This is how I run my team." And it was like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty straightforward." I was like, "I think I've been overcomplicating things." And it was his daily schedule and his standards and his accountability pieces with his agents, etc. And I posted that in ChatGPT and I said, "Hey, our team isn't this big yet. I think we do a lot more virtual things than this specific team. We don't have a physical office." This is back when we didn't have an office. "Build me something that you know enough about me to build me something similar." And it did. And it gave me the opportunity to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm flawed in some of these areas. I need to work on this." And now, ever since then, our schedule's pretty consistent, right? This system was built because I said, "Hey, I really like what someone else is doing. Can you build me the same thing?" Every morning, do our team huddle, script practice. They have hour of power. I'll be in there with them, making dials, talking to people. And then, um, every Tuesday, we do in-person training. But this schedule, I didn't even think about this as a team leader until I'd seen this from Dustin and was like, "Hey, I want to do this." Right? So you being the organized person, I don't think you would have expected me to have a actual schedule every day earlier this year.
No. Yeah, no.
But it's cool because what we're seeing here and what you've just told us is that everything that you have built, yes, did she use AI? Yes, get over it. AI is here to stay and it's going to help you. It's going to give you so much more power in your business to have time back. I think about the time that we have back now that we have been able to leverage more things in our lives, in our business,
Mhm.
right? Not just leveraging systems and processes, but I mean, even, well, I guess leveraging a showing agent is part of that,
Mhm.
right? Hey, I can't go show a house.
Mhm.
Can somebody go show it? And getting our time back. So, systems and processes. Let's come back to this. What is your favorite system in your business right now? And what is your favorite process? So you can give me like a tech stack that's your favorite thing that you love right now. Obviously, it's probably Monday.
Yeah, Monday.com.
Hashtag sponsored. Hashtag not
Not
sponsored.
sponsored.
Okay. Um, Give me macro level. Um, Monday. What is Monday at a macro level?
I mean, realistically, it's just a tracker board, but there's more to I'm not gonna be able to explain Monday very well, honestly, because I haven't even grasped the full capacity of Monday. I've only been playing around with it for 3 weeks, and I need to sit down and, like, actually break it down some more because all I've done is create a bunch of tracker boards, but it's helpful because with, like, running a team, like, you can track everything.
She put a new listing active this morning, and we got a notification in Slack about it.
Yeah, that's an automation that it offers. It's the only one I've figured out though. So Monday's great, but it's extremely intricate and you really like if you are a new agent, do not get Monday. Do not get Monday.com. If you are not tech savvy, do not get Monday.com. You will have a panic attack. 100% have a panic attack.
We used to use another one. What was the one you used to use?
Asana, but I don't love it's okay. Honestly, Slack was good in the meantime. Like Asana's okay. It's not bad. It's good for newer agents, but like, I wanna touch back on Monday, like, Monday's amazing. If you're tech savvy, if you know what you're looking for, if you know what you're trying to accomplish, and if you are happy to use ChatGPT to kinda help walk you through it, because a lot of what I've learned, I've had to teach myself through ChatGPT, like, "Hey, how am I gonna create the system?" So what I actually did is I told ChatGPT, I was like, "Hey, remember all those systems and processes we made on Google and we spent all that time on?" I was like, "Hey, I wanna go and put that all into Monday. I want the team to have one place to go to it because I hate that they were going to Slack, to Google, to email, and all these other things, so and Lofty, and so now I'm just like, "Alright, I want Monday, Slack, and Lofty." And so I was like, "Do you remember all the things we did?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course I remember." And it started telling me, "Okay, let's make a tracker board for this. Hey, let's make a forum for this. Hey, let's make a board for that." So now I'm integrating all of our SOPs into Monday. So it's not just giving them like, "Oh, hey, how do I do this?" Like Evan asked me the other day, he's like, "Hey, how do I fill in IABS?" And I was like, "No, sir." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "No, sir, it's in the SOPs." I said, "I literally wrote out what is an IABS and how to fill it out because I'm not entertaining a question like that."
Well, even like listings, right? Like when an agent has a listing, there's a form they can fill out
Yeah,
for the team, and then docs will get sent out once they fill out everything.
correct.
Hopefully, as long as there's enough information in there. Um, but
Well, it forces them to put in the information.
correct. And so you have built the system. So okay, team leaders. It sounds like team leaders need to be using Monday. Like
Oh,
if you're a
100%.
team leader, brokerage owner, you should be using Monday.
100%. Yeah, if you have a team of, like, a minimum of 3 people, get Monday.
Yeah, even
Stop
if
playing
you
around.
have a licensed assistant and admin, like they can get checklists and things like that in there and
Mhm.
task lists and they'll have a, hey, we're putting this listing to market, check off these items that these are done. Like you've built out a lot of systems and processes in Monday. Monday seems like the best tech stack for teams and brokerage owners if you're a small brokerage or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your favorite system. What's your favorite process that we do? Like is listing inputs your favorite process, or is showing partners your favorite process? Like, what's your favorite thing that
Not showing partners. Sorry.
that's mine.
It's just yeah, it's just not my thing. I don't care. I love our team. I don't care about that. Probably the listing input because before, I think we started with Jot form. That was chaotic. Then we did Google Forms. That was chaotic because I didn't like the way it displayed. So the really cool thing about the forms is the team submits it as a form, and the other thing is, like, they can access it easily, right? The Google Sheet, they were going through their email, through Slack, like, looking through all these different places to look for this link, to copy,
Everything
to
Monday.
like, it was so insane, and so now they can go into Monday, there's a list, and then within the list, there's a list, like, it's super, super sub-categorized, and then they just fill out the form, and what's really great about it is when it submits it to me, it shows me in a table or it shows me in a form submission, and so whichever one is gonna stress me out less because sometimes the tables stress me out, then I can look at it, and then I can do a listing agreement in 10 minutes versus 45 minutes and not knowing the information.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked a lot about teams, and obviously we run a team together. So like we're gonna talk a lot. Yeah, most days, we're gonna talk about team stuff, and that's what we've been talking about. But solo agent out there, like they're like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what the next system or process I need to add into my business is. What is that for you? Like, if you had to do this all over again, you didn't have me, you didn't have any systems and processes, and you had to start over. What would be the first thing when you're in active production? to give you systems and processes.
I hate to say it, but I would literally ask ChatGPT. And, like, I know that sounds crazy, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't have that 10 years ago." No, you didn't, but utilize it now. Utilize ChatGPT, utilize AI. If I've thought about this, like, it sounds bad, but, like, I think about it, and I think it's just because of who I am as a woman, and I have anxiety, but, like, I think about, like, what I would do if you died. Like, how would I function on the team? How would I pay our bills, right? Like, how would I do anything if you ever died?
Mm.
And I've thought about those conversations, like, I think about it, like, once a
I
week.
just want to clarify. I've never thought about this.
It's not a bad thing. It's just because of who I am, and it's because I'm traumatized, and so, like, it's just conversations that I think about all the time, like, "All right, if he ever, like, what," and I think it's a thing about with being a woman, right? Because you hear a lot about, "Oh, well, don't depend on a man." I depend on my husband, guys. It's okay. It's okay. But I do think about, like, okay, if you got in a car wreck, God forbid, like, what would I do? Because I still have to have those thoughts, and I still have to have those conversations with myself for emergencies or whatever, right? So I would 100% go. I mean, even if you don't wanna use ChatGPT, you can Google it. Be like, "Hey, I'm a brand new agent," because Google has AI, I guess, so you're still using
AI overview.
yeah, you're still using it. Uh, "I'm a new agent." Like, just spell it out. Like, "I'm a new agent. I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I go from here?" And something that I've learned personally in the past 2 weeks about ChatGPT, just by doing stuff for what we're working with EXPCon and stuff like that, is I'll be like, "Hey, I need this thing." And then, like, I made a post today. I was like, "Hey, I wanna post about this picture from 5 years ago when, I didn't have any confidence and I wasn't fully in real estate and my teeth were messed up and all this stuff." Like, and it sent me back this thing, and I said, "Okay, not like I love that, but not like that," right? So, like, something and that's something you've told me before, like, "Oh, like, tell it what you want." And so just spell it out. Like, make it act like ChatGPT is stupid because it's so smart that with the comments of being so of like, "Oh, this is so," like, am I making sense? Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah. You give it as much context as possible, and it's
Yeah.
going to give you the thing you want. Okay, so I want to add the caveat. I love the idea of going to AI and saying, hey, and I've talked to people about this who are in different markets. Like, if you're starting out in a brand new market, you don't know anyone, I would be like, hey, how do I go get 3 pieces of business tomorrow in a brand new market?
Yeah.
Um, I want to add the caveat that you should talk to people who are doing business at a higher level.
Always. You should never be the smartest person in the room and always seek out
And if you're a newer agent who is like, I don't know what systems and processes to follow,
you can call me.
you can call Mary and you can go follow the people who are modeling it. I think about so many people that we look up to and we respect that. I'm just like, hey, how are you doing this thing? They're like, yeah, this is how I do it.
Yeah.
Kelly Simon, who introduced us to Monday, was like, Mary, this is how you do Monday. It will change your life. I'm not like gonna harbor secrets here. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
And guess
No.
what? It changed your life.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But
I mean, even like Carrie Bond, right? Like with the Franklin team, like we go to her a lot. Like, hey,
she's a gangster.
she's a gangster. We're like, hey, we're thinking about this. How do we do it? Because I mean, I don't know if she's a realtor or she's just in real
She's
estate.
president of the team. I don't know.
She a bad mamma jamma. It doesn't matter. Um, but I mean, she's smarter than us, and so like we're always going to her and asking her things. And you go to Dustin Runyon.
Or
Ask him.
Cole Watkins or people
Watkins is great.
locally
Yeah.
too. Like, yeah, I think that's the thing is like, if you're like, hey, I don't want to go to AI, cool. Go to someone that is in your community, or maybe someone who you trust or see they have big presence. You're like, hey, I see you doing this thing. How do I do this?
Yeah, AI doesn't have to be the answer, but you are going to get left
Shortcut.
it's not even that it's a shortcut, but, like, you're gonna get left in the dust as technology produces if you are not taking advantage of the things that can help you succeed today.
Hmm. Yeah. I think, honey, the coolest thing about this is that the beginning of the year we made a commitment to go all in on AI.
100%.
And it's completely changed how we do business. It's made my copywriting better, our email writing, our open rates are higher, we're up year over year in sales, and these are all blessings that God has given us. And it was a commitment to go in and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this the way we did it before because there's a more consistent, effective way to do it, and that's being uh, in communion with AI and not looking at
Collaboration, I guess,
yeah collaboration with AI and really
or if you're a
diving.
Kevin Kaufman partnership.
Partnership with AI. Every time I hear
That
partnership with
was
the
sponsored,
IRS.
by the way, by Kevin Kaufman. He doesn't know that yet.
Hashtag sponsored.
Kevin, you owe me money.
Yeah, 30 cents on the dollar. He's a Dodgers fan. I don't think he's gonna give you any money.
Oh, that means he'll get me an LA hat like I want.
That's true. Kevin, if you're listening to this,
Take an LA hat.
we'll see you at EXPCon. Um, I want to end with this. you've talked about your systems or processes and how you've built our business to have a really firm foundation rooted in um, easy to access systems and processes, easily executable systems and processes. What is one thing that you want to leave here and just lay it out? And if somebody, by the way, if somebody wants to reach out to you, how do they get a hold of you?
The best way to get hold of me is just to find me on Facebook. It's Mary Snyder. Um, it's pretty basic. I don't, and I mean, I should pop up because
There's all Mary stuff. They're all dead. All my Mary
it's
Snyder
not that they're
systems.
dead. I just think because I have people search me, I think maybe that's why. But the best way is just reach out to me on Facebook, and then I'll give you my personal cell from there. But I'm not gonna
I've had to
say it
tell so many people on my podcast
say it out loud on the
not.
podcast.
I've had to tell so many people not to do this, not to give away their personal cell phone.
Oh
On a podcast. I'm
no,
like, what? Like, anyway,
you
what
can have my personal cell. Just reach out to me on
here on
Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah,
What is the one thing that if somebody's listening to this, they need one takeaway, and it's like they need to implement this immediately? What is it?
systems and processes. Like bottom line, like you cannot function if you're just wading through dirty laundry all the time. Like organize your laundry, fold it, put it away, and then you can go out with your day. But like you can't get through the house if you're just sitting in piles of laundry.
Yeah, I think it's so important because I didn't have any, and it wasn't until we started our business together. I mean, even just like habits in my daily life,
Yeah.
right? This is not just about business, guys. This is about having a structure to your days, to your weeks, to your months that give you the most highest chance of success in your life.
Yeah.
By doing the same thing every single day, the same way, and not changing it because you don't feel like doing it that way.
Well, I wouldn't say doing this. I don't want to make it sound like it's mundane, but like figure out what you're trying to accomplish and then make a plan for it and write it down. Like you always say, like, live by your calendar.
I do live by my calendar.
We both do.
I have to yell at the agents regularly. I don't actually yell at my agents, but I have to hold them accountable to that regularly. I'm like, why'd you schedule this in the middle of our team meeting, or why'd you schedule this in the middle of our huddles? Like, this could have waited till later. I live by my calendar, and that was the one thing I
The one thing Mr. 28 years taught us. He'll never know who he is.
well. I appreciate you coming and doing this. I know we
You
could.
wouldn't feed me dinner if not.
It's true. Um, I think it's so cool that we get to talk about this together because we have such different perspectives on business in terms of, I always say that I'm the jazz hands and she's the hammer. I'm very much the look at me and she's like, yeah, cool, but can we get this done?
Mm.
And it's so different and it's such a good perspective. So if people want to get a hold of you, they can follow you on Facebook at Mary Snyder. They can probably find you on Instagram too.
Mary Snyder HTX.
And once again, you know who I am, but you can follow me at Will the Real BS. Please stand up. You can also follow us at SSGHTX across all platforms. And I think this is cool. I think this is a really good episode that we got to do together, and I am excited to see the positive impact that your systems and processes are going to have on other agents, team leaders, and brokers across the U.S. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and if anybody is interested in getting a hold of my systems processes or my SOP book or whatever, reach out to me. Like it's free knowledge, it's free information. I'm not looking for a cookie.
There's cookies. I want cookies.
Girl Scout cookies are coming.
We'll see you next time.